So just want to do a video about sleep. Last night probably got 4 hours or 5 hours maybe of okay sleep. It wasn't even deep sleep. So if you do that every night for a week, then it's going to be detrimental to your health. But if every other night you get a really good sleep, and let's ask the question, what is a really good sleep and how you get a really good sleep? Well, when you're sleep deprived, so now, for instance, I'm sleep deprived because I got 5 hours of okay sleep. So when I got up this morning at 5 o'clock, and then all day I'm awake till like whatever time I want to be awake till, I'm definitely not gonna now go to bed early. If I want to go to bed early, then I will, but I'm gonna push myself to stay awake for as long as possible. Obviously not as long as possible, but you know what I mean, like, till I'm really tired. So why would I do that? Well, the reason is because then when I go to sleep, I'm going to get a very good sleep. And tomorrow, I won't wake up at 5 o'clock. I will wake up at whatever time my body wants to wake up at. And then the next day, I'll wake up at 5 o'clock. So the reason I'm doing this video, because it's like what I've noticed, and it might be completely, no science. There's no science behind it. The reason I know is because I've never heard. I've listened to a lot of sleep experts, and I've never heard them talk about it. But with this, reality that we live in, there's always yin and yang. So you breathe in, you breathe out. There's female and male. There's night and day. There's good and bad. Black and white. Like that's how this world is. So when it comes to all things, if you can apply that principle in anything, so whether that's exercise, you do one day of really intense exercise, the next day you rest. You do one day of really working hard, the next day you rest. For me, what I've noticed is it's very beneficial. So if you do that with your sleep, with anything, you drink beer one day, the next day you have a rest. You're not gonna be super healthy, but you're not gonna be super unhealthy. And I just think that when it comes to sleep, for whatever reason, it's the best way to get good sleep, because you're not, you know, every single day forcing yourself to go to bed when you're not tired. You're not every single day forcing yourself to get up when you're absolutely exhausted. You're getting the deep sleep that you need, and you're lying till whatever 9-10 o'clock, and then the next day you're getting up with the sun and getting all them natural circadian rhythms like in line. And you know, you can go down the scientific route and study everything, or you can just go down the common sense route, which turns out to be right in the end anyway. Like, you know, all these scientific papers that are now starting to be proven, you know, these spiritual people have been telling us about for thousands of years, and they were laughed at. Sometimes they were you know, killed and stuff. So what you need to like start kind of doing is stop being so like kind of scientific about everything. That's fine if you're that way inclined, that's fine. That's just the way your brain works. But if you're not like that, and you're creative, you know, minded, and you know, I wouldn't say either or is best. Again, you need to be both. You need to be creative, and you need to also be you know, scientific. So if I was just being creative all the time, I'd just listen to my body, I'd lie in bed every day. But no, sometimes I'm like, no, like this data suggests that getting up at 5 a.m. like it gives your brain more like neurological connections. It releases hormones. It, you know, it's so beneficial. But then you also have to use that scientific data and apply it to some common sense. Like, your body needs to rest. Your body needs to, you know, lie in and catch up with sleep. And people will say, oh, well, you know, like all these sleep experts, well, you know, you shouldn't be getting up after 8 o'clock. You should be going to bed before 10 p.m. So I'm going to be up today. And like what they say is, if you are, then, you know, you're going to die 20 years earlier if you're up after 11 p.m. But they don't mention the quality of sleep, you know what I mean? Or they do, but I know for a fact I will get better quality sleep tonight than they will get all week, because I'm going to be up from 5 a.m. and I'll probably be up all day till, it could even be like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. So when I do find, it's nearly 24 hours. So when I do finally go to sleep, I'm gonna, you know, be in deep sleep. So you need to think about, you know, cycles. Don't always think in terms of every single day must be the same routine. And there's some things that you do have to be consistent with. You know, you can't eat unhealthy food one day and then healthy food the next day. It's certainly better than eating unhealthy all the time, but you need to be pretty consistent with the way you eat. And yeah, you just have to have common sense and see the patterns in nature. Everything is yin and yang, female and male. So if you're constantly, you know, getting good sleep every night, there's going to be a point where you've had that much good sleep. Your body's going to be like, it won't need sleep in the end. So you'll end up staying awake for 24 hours trying to get to sleep, which could turn into 48. And then yeah, you'll end up getting good sleep maybe once a week because you don't sleep well once a week. But what if you could get that good sleep every other night? You'd never be tired. You'd always be clear-minded. You'd always be happy. Your brain would always be working well. So try it, see how it works.